I'm really pleased to be able to be here today with you guys. I'm sorry we couldn't be there in person. My name is Lorna Henry. I'm here from Dreamscape Media. I uh, I was able to go to 20 books back in 2019, and it was such an amazing experience. And I'm just really grateful that you've taken your time out of today to kind of talk to me, or let me talk to you rather, about Dreamscape and leaning into the library market. So today I'm going to discuss Dreamscape Media, the library market, and how to make us work for you. So Dreamscape has two core businesses in the publishing space. Dreamscape Media is an independently owned, award-winning audiobook and ebook publisher that is committed to producing a diverse range of high-quality titles that are distributed to global retail and library markets. So just very simply put, we are a publisher who licenses your content to put into audio. We do production, marketing, and sales, and we have all teams dedicated to your audiobooks. The second part of our core business is that we distribute content from indie authors into the lucrative library market, as well as other burgeoning retail channels in both ebook and audiobook formats to generate additional revenue. So our sister company, which we will talk about later, is Hoopla Digital. It's a revolutionary library digital platform that has 7.5 million patrons, and Dreamscape is able to get your content up on Hoopla, and we are able to really monetize the library market for you. First, we're going to start off with Dreamscape Publishing. Do you have titles that would work great in audio but don't have a publisher? Let's be friends. Or even if you've published before, perhaps with ACX or Podium or Tantor, but you're really interested in seeing what other publishers can do for you, we're here to help. So in this section, I'm just going to talk about who Dreamscape is and what we can do for you if you decide to publish with us. So Dreamscape was started by Midwest Tape, which has been operating in the library distribution space for over 30 years. And they started Dreamscape over 10 years ago as their production arm of the business. So we've always been plugged into this side of the industry. We're very in tune with libraries. We have over 27,000 committed library branches in the US and Canada. Our audiobooks are digitally distributed to over 100 plus partners. We put out about 4 million units distributed annually. Right now, our catalog consists of 7,000 audiobook titles, and we release over 1,000 new titles a year. So we are always looking for great content, and we really hope that you are part of that great content. We are an award-winning publisher. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Audies, but they are essentially the Oscars of the audiobook world. And we've had over 20 audio award nominations. AudioFile, which is our industry magazine, has awarded us 80 plus earphones awards. And we won the Audie in 2018, and we also won the 2019 Cameos in the United States. So we do know what we're doing. Here's just like a brief look at Dreamscape sales partners. Like I said, we do distribute to over 100. So this is just a look at our biggest ones. So obviously we're available on Audible and Amazon, of course. Hoopla, our sister partner, our sister company, Overdrive, another library marketing space, etc. I did want to point out Chirp. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but Chirp is the book bub for audiobooks. We were one of the first publishers to offer our audio catalog to them, and we have a very special relationship with them because of that. So we work with them in tandem to make sure we're getting Chirp promos, daily deals, and all of that kind of thing. So that is really a special relationship that your audiobooks will be able to take advantage of. And Dreamscape has a list of high-profile partnerships. Not sure if you know about Marvel or Hallmark, but those are two of the ones that we work very closely with, and we publish their front list titles. We also work with other, industry leaders like High Lifes and Sourcebooks and Cricket Lane. We're very in tuned with what partnerships need, and we're always very readily available for these kinds of opportunities. So we are we're a smaller house, and so we're able to really cater to your needs, which is why some of these publishing houses have come to us instead of other audio partners. Dreamscape also works with top narrators across all genres, including but not limited to Julia Whalen, who's won many Audies, Dion Graham, Simon Vance, Ruth Nega. So we publish, of course, everything from children's to adult fiction and nonfiction. And you can see a lot of our, our catalog here. What's also really amazing about Dreamscape is we have a dedicated marketing team that will work with you to make sure that your audiobooks are getting the most opportunity possible. We work extensively with our sales partners for special promotions, Libro FM's curated influence list, which is an independent audiobook platform. Like I said, chirp deals and eBlast. We give giveaway opportunities. We do digital marketing through Dreamscape's social media website and eBlast. There are also a lot of cross-marketing opportunities available that we can provide you with assets from our team, and we can put them on your author socials. We'd love to do, kind of giveaways and, audiograms and any kind of, if you have a newsletter, we can give you assets for that as well. We want to make sure that we're being as proactive as possible in the marketing space, and we want to work directly with you to make sure that happens. Like we mentioned before, we have a close relationship with Hoopla Digital as our sister company, so we are able to run special promotions on the site. We have Hoopla Book Club and dedicated website banners, featured title placement, et cetera. You can kind of see an example of what our marketing looks like at the bottom there. Now, we're going to talk about Dreamscape distribution. Yay! So, if you're a self-published author with ebooks that you've published already or audiobooks that you're published already, but you're interested in going wide, which I know has been a conversation that's happened several times during this conference, which I'm very happy about. I think we should be best friends. So we're going to be focusing on the library market, but we can also distribute your titles to all retail and library sales channels tailored to your preference, which I think is really important here. We are flexible and we want to work with you. So first up, you may be wondering why the library market is important. So here are a few, I think, very distinctive reasons why. Public libraries generate more than 2 billion circulations annually with operating budgets exceeding 14 billion per year. More than 218 million people, or 2/3 of the US population, have a library card. Library patrons make up more than 1.4 billion total visits to their library. More than 113 million people attend a library event each year. I mean, this is pre-COVID, but we're hoping to get back those stats. And this is my favorite. There are more public libraries, 17,000, than Starbucks, 15,000 in the United States. This is both a surprise and a relief because it feels like we're still doing well, guys. And honestly, I think what's really important is that libraries serve an underrepresented and marginalized communities who otherwise may not have access. So I think this is a very important distinction because I think a lot of industry professionals believe there is an insurmountable overlap between retail consumers and library consumers, and we found that that's just not the case. This is really, when you're in the library market, you really are opening yourself up to an entirely different audience. And I think that's why this is so important. So knowing how important the library market is, in 2013, Midwest Tape founded Hoopla. So this is a web and mobile library streaming platform. It's integrated patron experience. It's serving over 3,000 library systems. And so this is kind of, if you're familiar with Overdrive or Libby, this is that kind of service. I will say what's really great about Hoopla is that it's patron driven. So there are no librarians acting as gatekeepers. Content is readily available for the patron's consumption. You are the one choosing what you want to read or listen to, which I think is really important. So just a quick look by. So we're actually up to 7.5 million registered users with over 950,000 live titles to borrow. We're working with 8,500 individual library locations across the US and Canada. We have since expanded into Australia, and we're seeing success there as well, which is very exciting. 6 formats are available on Hoopla, which are ebooks, audiobooks, comics, movies, music, and television. And these are available on native apps with Hoopla. So if you don't want to necessarily read it on Hoopla, you can download it to other apps. But I think what's like, as a user of Overdrive and Libby, and I'm not just saying this because Hoopla is my sister company. I say this as an avid reader and a champion for libraries. Hoopla's interface is the easiest one I've ever used. It's incredibly, like I said, user-friendly, but overall, it's just a smoother experience than I've had with other library applications. And I urge you to check it out on a personal level. If you have a library card, you can Google it. You can sign up now. It's free for you. And check it out. So how does Dreamscape tie into Hoopla? We, and more importantly, tie into you. So we offer a white glove service that allows you, indie authors, to deliver and monetize your ebook titles and audio titles into the library space through Hoopla Digital. So we work with authors and aggregators to get the titles up on the platform. We work to maintain those titles that are distributed, and we work directly with Hoopla's marketing team to make sure that you're getting the promotional and positional opportunities available. So we work directly with authors like Elle Kennedy, Marie Forrest, Pamela Kelly, and CJ Archer. Really kind of amazingly, Elle Kennedy and Pamela Kelly's titles have both reached the top 5 romance titles on Hoopla's platform and again, there's a lot of content on Hoopla. So it's really amazing to see this kind of, this kind of rise to the top. We also have partnerships with Findaway Voices, Publish Drive, Drastic Digital. We're getting all of this kind of content to ensure that that independent authors are having their content in the library market. What's awesome is that some of our best-selling authors for Dreamscape publish their audiobooks with us and then also utilize Dreamscape's distribution program for their ebooks. So authors like Samantha Chase, Natalie Borelli, Pamela Kelly, Natasha Madison, Marilyn Kelly, these are all like rising stars and amazing self-published authors, and we're just so grateful to work with them, and they are grateful to work with us. So a little background on Pamela Kelly. She's clearly a self-published author. Now she handles her own Audible sales, but we do her distribution into the rest of the retail markets and also the library markets, of course. And she says, "I'm so glad I decided to use Dreamscape for wide audio distribution. It has been a smooth and easy process, and I've been pleasantly surprised that my Dreamscape monthly income is consistently much more than what I earn at Audible." Did you hear that, guys? Isn't that exciting? And then Natalie Borelli is an also really fascinating story. She was a self-published author out of Australia who didn't have a real audience yet in the US until Dreamscape did her titles in audio. And their success in the US market is really largely in part to the work we did with Hoopla marketing and promotion. So to see that kind of organic growth was really incredible. And she has to say, "I'm just thrilled that the books and audiobooks have resonated so much with Hoopla Digital's audience. I'm so stoked that it's doing so well on Hoopla because I always had high hopes for Missing Molly. I can't believe how well all 3 books are doing and so quickly. It's hard to get traction outside of Amazon, so this is really special, and my heartfelt thanks to the team." Guys, this is really so great. And today, just today, we have another success story I would love to tell you about. The author, Karen McQuestion, she's the author of The Moonlight Child. I'm sorry for this last minute slide, clearly, but we were just so excited because we just had her book on sale 2 weeks ago. And she, like Pamela Kelly, is direct with Audible, but we handle the rest of her distribution to retail and libraries. And she's currently trending on Hoopla at number 2, literally in less than 2 weeks of going live due to our marketing efforts. So she's seeing so much traction there, which is incredible. And only just behind Harry Potter, where one day we will defeat Harry Potter. This is the hope. So it's just very exciting that these are the kinds of things that can happen when you are in the library space. So how it actually works, it's patron-driven acquisition. Like I said, there are no librarians that are acting like gatekeepers. Patrons get to access everything that's on Hoopla. Library card holders register, and search the Hoopla collection of titles. They're instantly available. Every time the user borrows, the library is charged a transaction fee that is shared by Hoopla and the publisher. And then once the borrow expires, the title disappears from the user's account. And then we do it all over again. So this means that every time a patron borrows one of your titles, you get paid. It's not like KU where it's pay reads or any page reads or anything like that. It really is every time they click on your title and they borrow it, you're seeing that revenue, add up. So quickly, well, not quickly, but in summation, Dreamscape Publishing, we have a highly skilled acquisition, development, and production team. Like I said, we've been doing this for over 10 years. We are a top, 10 publisher in the space. We offer audiobooks and we offer publishing your audiobooks. And I know, I'm sure Podium has presented. I know you've probably worked with ACX, worked with Tantor. And so really what sets us apart is that we have this really amazing thing with Hoopla that is going to offer you marketing and publicity opportunities that you will not get anywhere else. We have transparent licensing deal structures. We are industry standard with our royalty rates, with our terms. We're never trying to add anything into a contract that you don't like. We negotiate everything. We do, like I said, have broad digital distribution to more than 100 sales partners in retail and libraries. And we also have significant international sales in more than 32 countries. We work very diligently to ensure that you're going to have these marketing and sales campaigns with our dedicated teams. Of course, access to top narrators in the industry. Our production team is brilliant at strategizing and coming up with the best narrator to narrate your content. We're also happy, to discuss narrator consultation if you don't feel comfortable and you want or you have an idea. We're always happy to hear it. And like I am trying to drive home, we have one of the strongest distribution programs into the library market. So if you are interested in licensing your titles for audio, you can contact me. My contact information is on the screen. It's lhenry@dreamscapeab.com. I'm here to answer all of your questions about audio. I really think that if you're not already doing your titles in audio, that is something it's something you should definitely look into because it is the fastest growing market in the industry. And you get to work with me. And then, of course, the second part we discuss is Dreamscape distribution. So like I said, this is a very, we're helping self-published authors get their audio and eBooks out to a wider audience. I mean, this is really what it comes down to. I know a lot of people have been in KU for so long, and perhaps they're ready to really take a leap. And I promise it's not too much of a leap. We are here to hold your hands through all of it and really just help you monetize titles in this library space that really has such a wide audience and a really different audience for you to get your content in front of. Again, we really do have transparent distribution contracts. We're never trying to trick you. We have one-on-one operational support from onboarding your titles to distribution date. So you have titles that you want to get up there, and we are able to help you go from delivery to on sale with no problem. And promotional and positioning opportunities from Hoopla's marketing team. We really are plugged in there. They really do help us because they love what we're bringing to the table, and we love what they do. And it just really is an incredible, opportunity that I think a lot of other places can't provide. So if you're worried about, leaving KU, there are many options for how distribution can look for you. Like I said, other authors are doing their own distribution into Audible and then going wide with us, and we're helping them do their retail and their library. There are other, if you're just interested in leaving KU to kind of see what's going on with Hoopla, we've had authors leave KU for a trial run. So we're very flexible and we're here to help in any way we can. We just want to make sure that your titles are getting the widest audience possible. So that's pretty much it for me. I would love to open the floor for questions, if anyone has any.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, great, cool. So you said that anyone with a library card can access these services. How do they know once they have initially registered for a library card about Dreamscape or any of these other services like Hoopla or anything like that?
Oh, that's actually a great question. So it really does depend if your library is signed up for Hoopla. So you would have to go to the Hoopla site and sign in and see if the library is kind of plugged in, or you can call your local library and see if the system is on there. But Hoopla, right, is very much like, Overdrive and Libby, where if you as a patron, you personally have a library card, you can, download it and try, or just call them and see if they're up on Hoopla. Dreamscape is the sister company. So, we're not a platform. No one would really know about us, and that's okay. unless you want to publish, your audio or get your ebooks live. But I just recommend Hoopla for a personal, if you're not ready to get your books up live or anything personally, you should definitely download it and see if your, library is there. But if you are a self-published author who has ebooks and audiobooks available and published that you'd like to get on Hoopla, that would be my colleague Jen, whose information is on the screen right now. And she can help you navigate that space. And then, of course, if you have any content available that you want to publish in audio, that's when you would contact me at Dreamscape. Does that make sense? I know we're talking about so many points today.
It's just the two things that I didn't want to make. I wanted to make sure I didn't get them confused. Because
sure.
I am still new to audio, so I really wanted to narrate my own. I have a series of books for young adults and then also poetry. So I wasn't sure how that would work as far as like finding a narrator and things like that. So I thought maybe I should just do it myself.
Oh, okay. Well, right. So if you worked with Dreamscape, we would, okay. So welcome to audio. Right. So the way Dreamscape works is you would submit your content to me. We would then read it and decide if we loved it, which, let's say we love it. Okay. And then we're going to offer you an upfront advance against royalties. And we ask for a certain number of year term. And I know this all sounds very scary, but I promise it isn't. And then from there, we would work with our production team who would look at your content, read your content, talk to me, and we would decide what kind of narrator would be suitable for your work. Poetry is a little harder, of course, because it doesn't necessarily do as well in audio. But when we do it, we do like a lot of times for the author to read, because poetry is about timing and spacing and things like that. So we are open to all possibilities in that space. But normally for anything longer or fiction, we do work with professional narrators who have their own studios and are able to narrate. And we work with them. You never have to think about any of this. We work with them on the behind the scenes and we get that all done. You get to hear it and you're like, this is magical. And then you just get paid for it. That's really how this all works.
Thank you. And then one last question. You said,
of course,
also have an international audience. Would that extend to South Korea? Because that's going to be very popular as well.
Woo, South Korea. Oh my gosh, no one has asked me about South Korea
I
specifically.
pop series, so that is why.
Okay, yeah. Listen. Korean content is so hot right now. Squid Games is probably the best thing I've seen in ages. I'm so sorry. I don't know the answer to that question. It's possible that with one of our distribution channels, we do have English language audio that goes to South Korea. But thank you for mentioning that, because I am going to make sure that we do.
so much.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions?
Hello.
Hi.
So I'm writing, but I'm also a narrator. I actually did a project for Dreamscape a couple of years ago, small one, but I'm looking at public domain projects, recording, narrating, and would Hoopla be able to help me get that into libraries? Because I think it'd be primarily a library project.
Yeah, actually, at Dreamscape, we do a lot of public domain titles. So that's great. We could definitely onboard those titles through our distribution program. So that's something you can absolutely contact Jenna about as well. Yeah. Thanks for narrating for us. That's exciting. Does anyone else have any questions?
Okay, so just to clarify,
Yes.
submission process is as easy as starting the dialogue with you, sending you.
Yes. Isn't that exciting? You literally just have to send me an email. Yes. And just, just send me an email if you have links to your, Amazon or wherever, or your website. You can send those along and just say, I'm interested in, getting my books into audio. And it is actually that simple. Yes.
Great. Can you please go back a slide so we
Yes, I sure can. There you go. Is there anyone else? I know this was a lot of information. Hi.
I want to ask, I write romance, it's new adult and college romance, and they're first person point of view, and it goes back and forth between the male and female by chapter. And so a lot of the audiobooks are, a lot of the audio,
Yeah.
a lot of the audiobooks that I listen to, because I do, are two narrators, one male, one female, for the different chapters. Do you?
Oh yeah, of course. We do a lot of multi-voice narration or dual narration if the content, asks for it. I mean, that seems like a very simple, yes, we would.
All right. So do you have a lot of titles in that genre?
We do. We do a lot of actual romance titles that do have dual narration. We work with, we have like Avery Flynn and Natasha Madison, Brittany Cherry. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm looking here.
Hi.
Nice to meet. I'm Chris Shula. I work for you. I work for Pete and Eric probably
Oh yeah.
once every 2 months or so. Great to finally meet you.
You too.
I just launched a micropub in a few niche genres, as well as a production company. But for the pub stuff that I'm doing, I certainly do want to talk about using you for potentially going wide, and for some of the projects that are going to be appropriate in libraries. So just shoot you an email and just start conversing from there.
Yeah, if you are interested in your own content going wide, then I would please email Jen, and her information's up on the screen right now.
What's content I'm getting rights for? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. If anyone has any basic audio questions or basic library market questions, I'm also here for you.
I actually have one as well. I would love to get into narrating. So do you have any questions? Because you said that you guys have a narrating team. I'm not sure.
We sure do. So my producer's going to love that I'm just giving his email address out like this right now. But if you are interested in narrating, you can contact Eric Black.
Let me grab it.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'm sorry, is that Eric with a C or a K?
Oh, with both a C and a K. Oh yeah, he's one of those. So Eric Black, and his email address is eblack@dreamscapeab.com. And you can send him an email, and I'm sure he's going to ask for an audio clip. And if you have a kind of sizzle deck or anything like that, he can point you in the right direction.
I've done a few auditions, so I have some stuff. What do you
Great.
as far as your first audition? What should I send him?
Normally he just asks for something as simple as an iPhone recording. Just make sure there's like no outside sound and things like that.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Yes.
We could end early if you want. We have 13 minutes, or did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
I mean, other than like a song and dance, I'm not sure anyone really wants to see that. Maybe we can probably end early. Just thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you all in person next year. And again, any questions, please email either me or Jen.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys.